For more on all this, we're joined by former air traffic controller Todd Yeary. Todd, when I look at those pictures of some of that equipment those controllers are using, they look like museum pieces. They're so old.
Well, good to be with you, Elizabeth. It was a bit of deja vu because I remember probably handling some of that during my time at the FAA. The reality is that this lag and the lead into the story going back to the Reagan era is a lot of this is actually tied to the disruption that occurred in August of 1981 with the PATCO strike where the controllers were fired. We've been playing catch up with the Air Traffic Control Center system ever since. And so now we've got to come to a point of reckoning, and I appreciate Secretary Duffy's commitment, but after the commitment to saying we're going to rebuild it, now you've got to implement it, which is the next phase that I'm interested in.
President Trump said the changes are long overdue, but then he went on to say air traffic control and air travel is still safe. Can both things be true?
Absolutely. It was true when I had a headset on, just like I do now.
So you're not worried about more outages and failures like what we saw at Newark Air Traffic Control?
No. The way the system is designed by the way of redundancy, even with the loss of radar at Philadelphia TRACON, because airspace abuts other airspace and radar overlays other radar, we actually have memorandums of agreement between facilities so that if you have an equipment outage, other facilities adjacent can then step in to bridge that gap until you address whatever the shortfall is. So I'm not concerned about that. What I am concerned about is another extended delay with improving the national airspace system. That's going to be a bigger hill to climb.
All right, this all comes after that terrifying incident at Newark Air Traffic Control when they lost both radar and radio contact for 90 seconds. There's already a shortage of controllers at Newark's airport. You need a year of specialized training to work at the Newark airspace. What makes Newark so difficult?
Well, Newark is a complex facility because if you remember, you've got Newark, you've got JFK, and you've got LaGuardia all in close proximity. And so to be able to move aircraft in and out of that particular airspace with Philadelphia International just a little further south, it requires a different kind of understanding of how you move aircraft. It is a delicate choreography that requires the ability to kind of distinguish what you're responsible for, what your colleagues are responsible for, and make everything work in sync.
All right, we only have 10 seconds left. You know, there's been a lot of criticism of the air traffic controllers who had to take trauma leave after losing all their equipment for 90 seconds. Can you understand why they needed to do that, or do you think that was overreaction?
It wasn't just the 90 seconds. The system's been stressed. They've been working 6-day mandatory overtime in many instances, and so this becomes the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back.
Okay. All right, Todd Yeary, we'll have you back. This is not going to go away, this story, and you've got great expertise and insight into what these guys go through, men and women up there in air traffic control. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.